it's the turn of the women now. It's the final event on the track tonight, and the Swiss are out first. And are they going to bother medals, Swiss?
No, Michael, please, you're the expert.
I'd rather you take
Hang on, guys. Never mind about that. Here come our quartet.
Well, I can tell you that this quartet means business. Despite not having Dina Asher-Smith running, they will probably be prepared for that. These girls train together, they've worked together, they're confident, and they will do their absolute best. Now, this team, on the other hand, they are looking for the win. This is firepower right there.
Absolutely, they are looking for the win. There's a tradition of winning 4x100 meter relays. They will want this. They've got Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce on the second leg, which is odd. We're used to her being on the anchor leg. This team will have something to say about that. They've got Sha'Carri Richards on the anchor leg. Gabby Thomas comes into this team on the third leg. Obviously a great 200-meter runner. She'll run the bend well. Donisha Terry, who was on the World Championship team for the U.S. last year, made the final in the 100 meters. She will lead it off. So they've got a fantastic team, and it's going to be a great battle, I believe, as long as they get the baton around you. I always have to say that between the Jamaicans and the Americans. Ivory Coast, another great team, great sprinters. Talu on there, Muriel Ahure, who's been in many 100-meter finals over the years and major championships, and Kone as well, that they brought into this team. So they've got a fantastic team as well that could get amongst the medals. So I think that, you know, that third medal, assuming America and Jamaica take it, it's going to be a battle.
I think it will be a battle, absolutely. But these guys, you've proved what we've seen with the men. They've drilled, they know this is their best opportunity to try and upset that and go for that bronze medal position. But it's going to be a fantastic race, that we can be sure.
Going to form, USA, Jamaica battling it out for tops position, and then third, bronze up for grabs? I'd
say Great Britain would be my first choice, but I'd say that Poland has a chance. They've got some great, they've got Kazmarek running every relay they have. Ivory Coast. You know, those will be there. Italy as well. You have to watch out for them. So those three for sure could figure into that medal, that third one.
And the Netherlands not as strong in the 4x1 as they are in the 4x4.
They've got Klaver on here as well. They're getting their money's worth out of her. But Netherlands, there's so much confidence now with that team and everything that they enter. Their athletics is just really at another level. So you have to be careful with them as well.
Germany, Steve said before, they haven't had a great World Championships so far, and it's probably not going to finish well for them today. You wouldn't expect them to be challenging for a medal.
I'd say they're probably in developmental phase. They probably got some young athletes out here that, you know, just happy to get in the final. It'll be a great experience for them.
Okay, let's see. It's the final event of this Super Saturday. Will it be Supersonic Saturday for the Great Britain quartet? We shall see. USA, Jamaica seem to be the two favourites from in here, Steve Cram.
Well, I think we'd agree. Colin and I were just saying, just watch that third leg. You know, Forbes against Thomas. Is that where the race could be won and lost? Ivory Coast front-loading with their experience. Great Britain with a very well-matched quartet. And can anyone else get in amongst it? Lika Klaver down the back straight, long leg. 200-meter runner, of course, moved up to 400 meters. So Asher saw her a couple of days ago in the hotel, and I think she was certainly hoping to run the heats. I'm not sure she was too sure about whether she'd be in the final. Well, she is a huge experience, and it's always a good handoff, I think, between Asher Phillip and Amani Lancico. I think these two know each other so well. And then Bianca Williams, who's just found brilliant form. She's going to be on the top bend, always runs a good bend. So Amani, who was disqualified, if you don't remember that far back, a good few days ago in the individual event, she's going to be against Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce down that back straight. It's interesting for the Americans, you know, you put Tamari Davis and Tonisha Terry there in the picture on the first two legs, and you've got Gabby Thomas round that top bend and Sha'Carri Richardson to bring it home. But they are in a lane outside of the US. There is Bianca. So good to see her back running so well. Personal best went all the way back to 2014, didn't it? And when she had that great year at the Commonwealths in Glasgow and Europeans in Zurich. So Ash Phillip is right in the mix, as she always has been for Great Britain. That Swiss team without the Kambunjis, Majinga Kambunjis had a plantar fasciitis issue all season, so they're not as strong as they might be. Daryl Nita, top of her form, isn't she? Running really well, particularly at 200 meters. I think she's getting excited about her prospects at that event, but she's going to be with Shericka Jackson. So it was close for the lads, and they are watching to see if our women can win a medal. So Switzerland in lane 9, Great Britain in lane 8, Jamaica in 7, United States inside them in lane 6, Ivory Coast in lane 5, Italy in 4, Poland in 3, Netherlands in 2, and Germany in 1. It's gone very quiet in here.
On your marks.
Can Jamaica take this title without their Olympic champion? The Americans with the 100-meter champion here, Jamaica with the 200-meter champion. Women's 4x100 relay.
Set.
Asher Phillip with the baton for Great Britain wants to get us off to a great start here. The Italians have started pretty quickly, but it's the USA who've had perhaps the best first leg. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price for Jamaica against Imani Lancico, and I think the Swiss had a bad change on the outside. It's Jamaica being run down by the USA, and now Gabby Thomas has got the baton. There's people falling. Ivory Coast have gone. Great Britain right in the mix here. And they've got a good chance here if they can just have a good, safe change. The USA with Sha'Carri Richards has got the baton against Jackson on the last leg. The Dutch have dropped it as well. So it's the USA coming away. Richardson's going to get a second gold medal of the championships. Jackson with the silver, and it's bronze for Great Britain. There were batons flying all over the place, but Great Britain got it round safely. USA celebrate. For me, Colin, it was actually just before Gabby Thomas got the baton, because I think Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price just got run down a little bit. It wasn't such a good change to Forbes for her, and then it was all over, I think, because Richardson had too much of a lead over Shericka Jackson. For Great Britain, it was a really good performance in the sense that there was all sorts going on around them. Teams were dropping the baton, and for Great Britain, though, they held on to it, kept their heads, kept their nerve, and rewarded with a bronze medal.
Yeah, very well deserved bronze for Great Britain there, and of course United States. I think, Steve, watching that race carefully, I think the race was really run from the gun. Their first leg was outstanding, and from there on in, you just built and built and built and built. And once Richardson had the baton on that last leg, it was going to be very difficult for even for the great Shericka Jackson to make any inroads. But there's Great Britain celebrating their performance with the season's best of 41.97. They're excited and, of course, very happy too. Congratulations.
Well, there are going to be a few inquests, I think. We will, of course, wait to make sure. I couldn't see anything wrong with the top 3 teams, though, Colin. And so it isn't official yet, but I'm pretty sure the Americans can celebrate. And that is a new championship record, incidentally, 41.03. That's quick.
Yeah, they were absolutely flying. There's no two ways about that. But you know what was kind of interesting as well? Coming into this final exchange, the Dutch team were really in contention until they messed it all up. And you're saying there was bodies, there was batons, there was everything going on in this particular one. But this was all about the 2 top sprinters. There was no messing. Richardson wanted this title to add to 100 meters. Brilliant, fantastic. Championship record, United States has certainly got one over Jamaica there. Look at the Dutch team there. They just didn't go anywhere near. And sometimes that's experience, because that Dutch team, what I want to say is a scratch team, is incredible. They only have one specialist in the 100 meters in that team. Otherwise, it's 200 and hurdler as well. So for them, you can understand potentially why the mistakes happen. But there was Thomas. She knew this was going to be important. She knew her leg had to be strong and active. And once you give that baton to this young woman, boy, oh boy, oh boy, determined and highly, highly talented.
And quick, and there she goes. Richardson brings it home for the USA. Always a great matchup with the Jamaican team. Noah Lane Thompson-Herah in the team, as we mentioned, and maybe some heavy legs for Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, but the Americans were so quick. Jackson did her best, but wasn't getting close. And I'm just putting it out there, even if the Dutch had got the baton, I think Darren Nater would have brought it home in third for Great Britain. In the end, we were well clear in third. The Dutch were close on that last changeover, but you have to get the baton round. Congratulations to the British women. 41.03, new championship record for the USA. And you're right, both Terry on those first two legs, we said they might not be the big names, Tamara Davis and Twanisha Terry, but goodness me, they played their part.
Oh, wow. A thrilling climax to this Saturday evening here. USA doing the 4x100 metre sprint relay double. The men and then the women. And for Great Britain, doing one better than the men. The men just missing out on bronze, but those women there securely taking that bronze there with a little bit of distance, a bit of daylight, wasn't there, between them and Italy in the end. Congratulations to them, Denise.
Absolutely. I mean, they could not have done better. They really couldn't have. With the calibre of women in the USA team, Jamaican team, this is the best they could do, and fantastic to get a season's best from that.
That's a confirmation of the results you can see there with that, what happened with the Netherlands just there at the end. They didn't finish, the Ivory Coast didn't finish. So they're in highlighting that, you know, almost 20% of the field not finishing. It is a risky event, isn't it?
Part for the course, that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah.
4x1.
It's when the pressure's on, isn't it? You know, you have to make decisions.